Hi, and this is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com, coming to you live from North Wales, sunny North Wales, but it's not today. But I quite like this weather. It's windy, it's wild, it's fresh, and I'm coming to you for your personal development and spiritual growth. And this is all about ancestors. It is a really spiritual presentation. It's a nugget of wisdom that will help you, hopefully, come to terms with some of the things that aren't often talked about but are really important. Now, two-thirds of the world I should be saying, two-thirds of the world believe in reincarnation, and a third of the world are skeptical, but maybe within that third are people like me who are believers. And I've been a believer for many, many years because of personal evidence, because of my personal experience, psychically connecting with people's loved ones and my loved ones, and working with all sorts of metaphysics, healing, mediumship, past life regression, tarot, a whole range of techniques that to me give me the evidence that there's more to life than just life. We get far more than just 70 years and 10, that we are eternal, that we were here before this incarnation, before this life experience, and we're going to be here afterwards. Maybe not in this body, but we revisit this dimension in many bodies, in many guises, in many disguises. And it says in the Bible, doesn't it, and I'm not going to be a Bible basher to you, but it said, Jesus said, I knew you before you were in the womb, which means that God, Jesus, Christ consciousness, had a relationship with you, the universe, before you came into form, that you went from invisible to visible. And the invisible spirit, pure energy, without any matter connected to it, we know scientifically can't be destroyed and can't be created. It's eternal. We're eternal, but we transform, transcend, mutate, grow, evolve, whatever word you want to use. Now, the people that you've known, important people in your life, the people, if you like, that were there for you in your informative years, your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, neighbours, all the people that might have passed over by now, they're still with you, but because you can't see them, you don't relate to them, but you can. You can continue a relationship with them, continue communication, a communion with them, a union with them, a joining, a blending, because they want you to be guided by them, because they're in a place of higher wisdom, a higher dimension. They see the bigger picture, where we're almost like just seeing what's around us using our 5 physical senses. It's rather like landing on the moon and you've got a mothership, and the mothership is guiding you, saying, go to the left, there's a crater. Go to the right, do this, do that. You can't see it, you're in your spacesuit and you're floundering around, but because you're guided by the mothership that's up above, seeing the bigger picture, then you get some direction. Now imagine that you're on the moon in your spacesuit, and all of a sudden that communication is cut off. You'd only be able to see what you can see, hear what you can hear, feel what you can feel. You'd be lost, really. You'd be floundering around, and that's what a lot of people do. They're floundering around, doing the best, but they're missing a huge amount of inspirational information that could help them and give them the success and the direction that they want quicker, because they'll be guided by a higher power. Your ancestors, God, the universe, all your spirit guides, all your angels, whatever words you want to use, your soul group, are there waiting for you to talk to them, to honour them, to respect them. And if you don't do that, then you cut off. You're doing it on your own, and you might be successful, so well done. But to disconnect from the invisible from this inspirational source of knowledge, in my opinion, gives you a huge disadvantage. And I've been aware of this for 30 years, this connection, this wisdom that I get through my parents, my mum who died 29 years ago, my dad 8 years ago, and other people who've passed over, who I know communicate with me through many ways, which we can talk about again, or you can contact me and I'll explain it to you, because I teach this, I share this, I live this. But what you can do, in my opinion, is re-establish conversation, communion, union, connection. Now, you do that in many ways, and in Thailand and a lot of Buddhist countries and Asian belief systems, Hinduism, Islam, spiritualists believe in communication with spirit. And it's far more than just making a joke and saying, I see dead people. The bodies are dead, but the bodies disintegrate and go back to the earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But the energy, the mind, the pure vibration never ages. You can't age a mind. You can't age thought. The body goes, but the mind is bright and alert and continues to absorb information. And you can connect to that wisdom of the ages, that your ancestors, you've probably got photographs of your loved ones up. Well, talk to the photographs. In Asia, Thailand, they create ancestral altars. They have little figurines of an old man for your granddad or your father, and an old lady for your grandma or your mother, and spirit dolls and stuff like that. Well, you don't have to do that, but you can. You know, you could, some people plant a bush, a flower, a tree in memory of somebody. Go and talk to the tree, because that intention, that place, that space, that altar, that particular item is connected to that person, means that when you go to that place, space, that object, that's a portal through which your ancestor, your loved one, your passed over relative, parent, wife, husband, pet, can come through to you. It's a portal of opportunity. Go there and talk normally. You don't have to have any special ritual or prayerful method of communication. Just keep it simple. Talk to them as if they were in the room with you. My parents, everybody that I've ever known that's passed over, I have with me in this car, in my mind, in the places and spaces where I go. I feel them, smell them, hear them, can touch them, they touch me, touch my heart, touch my mind, make my skin react. It's a real physical experience of a non-physical entity, a spirit. My ancestors, right the way back to the beginning of the family tree, if you want, the genealogy of my family, on both sides, my mother and my father, are all there to make sure I'm okay, to make sure my kids are okay, and my kids' are okay, my grandchildren, 2 of them now, which I'm very blessed with. 2 wonderful children who are aware of the presence of my parents, as I am. So just talk to them. Tell them your plans, and you'll get intuition, hunches, feelings that it's either approved or disapproved. Doors will open, doors will close, and it will be them, your ancestors, your loved ones passed over, that will be opening and closing those doors. They'll make sure that you're in the right place at the right time, that the right opportunities are opened up to you, and they'll close doors for things that aren't supposed to happen. So trust what happens. Trust these synchronicities, these events that you think are random, but they're not. They're being guided, manipulated, controlled by your invisible loved ones in spirit. So start talking to the photographs of your loved ones. Maybe place, as they do in Thailand, a flower or a drink at Christmas, like you leave for Father Christmas. You can, I know plenty of people who set a place at the table for absent loved ones, in the pub, They know where this person would have sat and they leave the chair for them. I know some people that even buy a pint for them. You might laugh at these things, but these things are important. It's respect, it's acknowledging, it's putting attention on that person, and where attention goes, energy flows. And if you energize and put focus into that communication and love from your mind and your heart, you'll get the answers that you want. You'll get the communion, the communication, the guidance, the love, the wisdom from your loved ones, from your ancestors. And you can connect to anybody. It doesn't have to be your ancestors. You can connect to the brightest minds of the universe that have ever been and ever will be. You can ask a question, send it out as a thought vibration, and wait to get the answers. Sometimes you'll get them in thoughts, ideas, concepts. Sometimes you'll get them in images. Sometimes you'll just get a feeling. Sometimes you'll get a change of events around you. But there's wisdom out there. There's vibration out there. There are bright minds, brilliant hearts, lovely people who are in the physical and who have passed through the physical into the spiritual, who you've got access to using these simple techniques I'm talking about, and far more besides. And if you're interested in this line of communication, if you're interested in understanding the spirit world, energy, it's nothing to do with religion, although religion sort of delves into this. It's a little bit scared of this. Most of the world religions, the stories have come through prophecy, and yet they discourage us doing anything that involves mediumship or getting into divinity. And yet most of the Bible, the stories, have been channeled. The angels were messengers who told people things. And yet most of the formal institution religions tell you not to do this stuff, which is a real contradiction. Having communication with the spirit world that you can do. You don't need a priest, a father, a shaman. You're everything. You've got a direct connection to God, the hotline, to the universe, to your ancestors, in your mind, through your heart. And if you want to develop this, grow with this, or just learn some basic techniques to get you through what's going on in your life at the moment, then contact me on any of the contact details where you're viewing this presentation. I'll share with you how I do it, and sharing is caring. And I know for certain that your ancestors want to share with you because they care about you, they love you. And because they've gone, trust me, they're still around you. God bless you, God bless them. This is Mike Garner from MrMikeGarner.com. It's going dark now. So have a wonderful life. You're never alone. There's a beautiful expression in the Course of Miracles that says, if you knew who was stood beside you at all times, you would have no fear. Your loved ones, your ancestors, have got your back. They're with you. You're never alone. Talk to them and they'll talk back. God bless.